Hello again, it's Torchlight. Today I'm bringing you a little bit of extra news for Torchlight Infinite, and this time we'll talk again about spells. The developers have released a little bit of extra teaser footage for some of the spells, and I've combined that with some of the footage from the Yuga Hero spell showcase, so I can show you a few more spells that weren't covered in my previous similar video. Today we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that didn't exist in the Gemma video. So apart from that, we will also talk about something they called a hero's journey, but this will be after looking at the spells. So buckle up, let's hope you enjoyed this, and let's go. The first spell I want to show you is Thundercloud. It seems to be a persistent AoE spell that follows the player as an aura and periodically zaps nearby enemies for damage. I'm not sure if the mechanic to follow you around is the vanilla skill or was added with a support skill, or whether there will be a support skill to make it follow your clone around if you have one, but it seems like a cool skill. The next one is Blizzard, a classical AoE spell that rains down icicles from above for, it seems in this time, X waves, and maybe waves is the thing that you would be able to modify, we'll see. It seems to have a support skill that lets the area cast around your clone illusion and follow that as it moves. Most likely there may be a support skill that lets it work as an aura skill that follows you around instead of the clone, just the same way Thundercloud did in the footage we saw earlier. Next, we're moving on to Chromatic Shot, yet another linear projectile spell that shoots out projectiles forward and can be modified to shoot more projectiles in a conical shape. This one seems to do multiple damage types, thus the name Chromatic. It also seems to be a piercing skill, and I'm not sure if this is via a skill mod or whether the vanilla behavior of the skill. Next we have Sparkle, another linear projectile type spell. This one shoots slow moving lightning orbs that seem to knock back and or shock enemies on impact. It's really hard to tell because they showed it against monsters that get one shot, so you can't see what exactly it does other than damage. Cone of Cold is the next spell, yet another linear projectile spell that ends up as a cone-shaped area of projectiles that shoot forward. Whether it's piercing, maybe. Again, some of those things are hard to tell, but I think this one is piercing as well. Chain Lightning. I like that this is different than the majority of other spells we've seen. It's a standard lightning spell that can arc between targets or chain, that's why Chain Lightning. It seems like your cone, your clone can replicate or duplicate your cast, and this gives you kind of a double cast situation. So you cast it and at the same time your clone does it and you get double the spell. I am also assuming and guessing that there will be a support skill or support skills to increase the number of extra targets it can arc/bounce/chain to. Looking forward to that one spell and building around it if I end up playing the game. Next we have Thunder Overload, another spell that's different than the majority of projectile ones. This is a lightning AoE spell that seems to shoot out a lightning orb in a parabolic/crescent-like motion. On impact, the orb seems to split into multiple orbs. I think that's 5, but most likely this could be increased by a support skill and give you more than 5 when it splits. It explodes on impact, and all those 5, when they shoot out from the area where the first impacted, seem to also explode when they reach the end of its lifespan. I really love this one. It's again different, so those last couple of skills are really fun, and it would probably be nice to build around those and make builds centered around them. But is it just me, or do most of the skills we've seen so far seem so super similar? I think around 6 of the skills I've showcased today and the ones with the previous video altogether, I think there's around 6 being straight a single projectile that can be multiplied to shoot out in a conical wave. Hopefully not every single one we see will be like that. I hope it's not 50% straight conical projectiles, kind of like Absolver in Torchlight, that type of in Torchlight 3, that type of mechanic. A hero's journey is the name of a blog post, and it is something that I don't understand why they're trying to make gender walking and playing fixed heroes seem cooler than having a hero you can customize, pick the gender, pick the hairstyle, pick the skin color, etc. All of that. I don't understand why they're trying to do it. I don't mind gender walking because it saves development. It's cheaper to develop a game with gender locked fixed classes, where you don't have detailed customization, where you can pick the gender of the class, where you can pick the hair color, pick the face, pick the hairstyle, etc. But what they're saying is early on in the development stages of Torchlight Infinite, one question that we wanted to answer was how do we improve upon the hack and slash ARPG formula. Previous games of the genre utilize a class system. You assume a nameless character playing a fixed class such as a warrior, mage or archer with fixed skills related to their archetype. From both a game design perspective as well as a storytelling perspective, we found that we had an exciting opportunity to enrich the player experience by building the game around unique heroes, each with their own legend in the world of Torchlight. So they're trying to attach negative words to the old system, to the typical class system. They're trying to attach things such as nameless character to make it seem that it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have a nameless character that you name yourself and customize yourself. But they're trying to make it seem that you would want the gender locked system instead of the non-gender locked system. I don't like these cheap tricks here, but okay. So they're saying, assuming the roles of the hunters of Torchlight, each hero will feature 3 special abilities known as hero traits. Choose wisely as they play a unique and important role in matching your playstyle and defining your character build. So you don't choose a class and build a hero of that class, you choose a hero and then attach to these hero traits that create a class one way or another. They're saying Frostfire Genma, which actually I think this is just a typo, Frostfire Gemma, as the previous video called her and the website calls her, is the master of fire and ice. She features a hero trait that reflects her duologist approach to her 2 raging elements. Choosing to accept both fire and ice, she wields the power of fusion, from which it allows her to use both fire and ice power simultaneously. Then they're saying Yoga, the witness, now awakened after 200 years of slumber, commands the power of space-time itself. There are rumors of his mysterious powers, and often cited are his space-time illusion, a clone of himself, which also has the ability to cast active skills, which is again this kind of thing that lets you dual cast certain spells. Rehan is known, or Rehan is known as the Berserker, always in the thick of the fight. His hero traits are based upon rage, which he gains when taking damage or hitting enemies with melee attacks. Rehan will awaken the ancient spirit when his rage is full, significantly increasing his attack speed and auto-casting his special skill Burst whenever he hits an enemy. As you can see in the GIF that they've showed, this shows you that silhouette of the ancient spirit around you. Divine Shot Karinu, once noble, now turned lethal sharpshooter, has an arsenal of deadly projectile skills. One of his hero traits is Ammo Expert, which allows him to load special ammo that gives bonus magical effects to his projectile attacks. So that's like a quick overview of 4 heroes, playable heroes. Heroes and hero traits are all part of our game design philosophy to give you unlimited freedom and creativity within Torchlight Infinite, is what they say. Stay tuned as we go more in depth on another feature for our next dev block, is also what they're saying. Again, I don't mind gender walking heroes, but just don't try to sell it as the next best thing. It's not. Gender walking is fine, it allows developers to save money and put it into developing certain other things while eliminating and saving development time from not having to go into a customizable hero that you select, make, customize in terms of face, height, build, like muscular, athletic, chubby, etc. You don't have to do that. Sure, okay, that's fine. I don't mind it. Some people get very tilted when there is gender walking in games. I'm not one of those. And I understand why a developer might choose to gender walk to save on resources, man hours, etc. But again, when they try to spin it as something great, as something better than non-gender walking, it seems silly. It's as if trying to tell you that I'm not sure what the best analogy would be, but as if trying to sell you a car only in a single color and saying, hey, we've got this car, it only comes in this one color, you can't buy it in any other color, you can't repaint it, it's forbidden, it's better though, see, you're not buying a car that you can repaint. It's silly. Maybe my analogy was a bad one, but I'm pretty sure you understand what I mean. So I'm looking forward to the game nevertheless. I'm looking forward to finding out more about those hero traits, and in general I'm looking forward to playing the game and showing you some gameplay footage. If there was a creator program, I would make sure to join it. So far there isn't one, but they're probably planning on making one. So if you want to get notified when I upload more content like this for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button to not miss out on notifications. There's also memberships that allow you to take advantage of emotes and badges that I've made, which can be cancelled. It's a monthly payment ship that can be cancelled at any time. And I also offer for members tutorials for Photoshop, Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects, but only for members, and you have to contact me for those so we can schedule a time. Thanks for watching, Struck Up. Until next time, keep it cool and goodbye.